Let's go.
Okay, let's go. So first of all, thanks a lot for doing this. I think a lot of people you killed, which is probably everyone, would love to be able to to hear it from you, like
Good. All right.
how it felt and how it how it was. So it's mostly about like your own experience in the game. So the first question is there something you are working on right now? Any skill or any trick or anything you're practicing in the game to get better?
So at the moment, I was thinking about it, and first of all, I have to be focusing more on some small details, like some small stuff in the game. For example, sometimes, like not sometimes, most of the times, I'm dying to people because I'm not careful, just running and don't really care about the game. But if you see some like really good players in the game, you have to be kind of careful with that, you know. Like for example, when a person is head picking, and it's not really a great idea just to fly on him, like the most people are doing, or um, if you think that, for example, you're sniping at somebody, you hit him twice, and there's probably, if this person is a good player, he easily can just heal up real quick. So it's not really a great idea to push him immediately because he just might kill you. Like for example, if he's just have a high ground on you and you're just flying on him, so yeah, he's easily can kill you. Um, so yeah, I'm just trying to work on some like just focusing on some small stuff like this because yeah, most of the times I just don't really pay attention to some stuff like this.
Nice, thank you. I know that when you play, your ping is usually terrible, probably like higher than 99% of the people playing the game. Are there any issues because of that? Like, is there any weapon that's difficult to use or anything else?
Oh yeah, there's actually huge problems with that. Usually my ping is over 280, 300, or on American servers is about 400 or even higher. So yeah, there's really big problems with that. For example, when you try to choose between your guns, it's taking some seconds, and this is so hard. Or when you try to build, like when somebody's shooting at you, that's also hard. You can't switch between builds and your gun quick. Also, when you're drinking the shield cans and sodas, and this is taking just too much time. Also, I can't really use I can't really snipe because with the high ping, it's just kind of impossible to do as a person is like when you hit the person, like when you think that you hit the person but you didn't because of the ping. Like he was, like you see that he was over there, like right in front of you, but he wasn't because of the ping issues. So this is quite hard to use snipers, but I'm also trying to use them as it's a great gun in the far distance because my main gun is an AK, so and it's quite hard to use and like for any distance. So just wish I had a better ping to use snipers.
Hmm. Yeah, that's tough. Like even when I play in ping is about sometimes like 70, I can feel that. Like I cannot imagine how it how it feels.
70?
Yeah, like playing on 400.
Wait. 70, I think is the best ping I've ever had.
And I don't want to think how it would feel if you had ping like 10, because even now you kill everyone like on 10. It would be just a very quick game for all other players.
I would be just okay with 100 or 120 because this is the ping when I feel myself like really good. Like I can, I don't know, just can kill everybody so fast.
Nice. Um, if you could talk to yourself maybe like a year ago or 9 months ago, what advice would you give to yourself? Maybe 3 things to do, 3 things to avoid.
So first of all, I think um I would tell myself to move faster. You need to fly more. This is how you can move real quick. Just climb stuff and fly. Or especially you need to build. Yeah, like I remember that when I started to play, I wasn't really paying attention to builds. I was like, why do you even need builds in this game? uh, so yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to this at all. This is how I was getting killed really fast. So yeah. And the third thing I think is guns. Yeah, I at the beginning I really didn't like AK. This is my favorite gun at the moment. So yeah, I just couldn't use a gun, and as all new players, I was taking the CX4 or MK18. I did like the MK18 back then. I was using those guns, but wasn't a good experience at all. So yeah.
Hmm. Anything kind of you're trying to avoid, bad habits or something kind of you everybody does, but kind of you actually shouldn't do that, like flying on the enemy, for example.
Oh yeah, this is the biggest mistake of think most of the players when they just flying on you and you easily can kill them because when the person is flying in the air, he doesn't have any shoes big around him. He can't hide or something, so it's an easiest target to just kill a person in the air.
As soon as AK is your favorite weapon, can you give some tips about using that? Like how do you use that? Is it like shooting from hip, looking at the holographic scope, or what's the best mode for you?
So when I just started to use it, like 9 months ago, I was shooting it from the hip like that, but and I was doing actually great. But after that, I was like, maybe I need to change something, and I started to using scope. Like I was holding it right in front of me like this, and actually it really did help. It's gives you more accuracy when you shoot at the people, or it really helps when you fight somebody on quite far, like not far distance, like middle distance, and it does really help by using the scope. So yeah, just put the AK like right in front of me and looking at the scope, and I put the gun just a little bit on like few degrees like this. So I don't know, it helps me to shoot. With one of my teammates, I was practicing using the AK with one hand, so we were like doing some quick games in the private hobbies, and we were playing with a low gravity, and so you just had to fly in the air and just shoot with one-handed AK. So this is how I was practicing my one-hand AK. So yeah, most of the times I'm just flying, and yeah, I think I'm doing really good by shooting people with like only one hand. So I most of the times, yeah, I'm just using the AK with one hand while as I'm flying.
I can confirm that. I remember we fought each other and I was hiding behind a hard cover, shooting you with both hands, and you managed to kill me staying in the open with one hand. So that was impressive. Another kind of skill that I admire is how you read the map and how you find the best position to attack. Like it's not just running and shooting, it's kind of finding the best place to be first and then the right angle for the attack, and only after that you start shooting. Can you maybe describe a little bit how you read the map, what your favorite or least favorite places to be on the map?
For now, I kinda like the kingdom because this is quite a big area, and you have these towers where you can climb and just see people like around you. And yeah, I try not to shoot people when I'm quite far from them, so I won't let them know that I'm coming. I'm trying to like sneak up on them from somewhere. Or for example, when my two teammates trying to go from like right in front of them, I try to go from the other side. So yeah, to have an angle on them. And also when I'm flying, I try not to shoot when I'm really far from them, because at first it will I will damage them only on like 15 or 16 instead of 17, and they can react quickly and see that I'm flying and start building. So I'm trying to get a little bit closer to them, so I can hit them about 120 until I just jump on them and maybe kill them with a DT or some other like shotgun M10.
Interesting. Are there any places you don't like fighting at, like maybe open places like the plane or anything else?
Um, I don't really like what place?
Mm.
I do like cemetery, but I don't really like. I think outpost. Yeah, outpost when yeah, there's rocks and this high ground when the people like if another squad will have a high ground, this is going to be quite difficult to come to them if this is like a good squad that you're fighting against, so they will know that. And if the zone pushing you from behind, yeah, this is going to be really hard to climb there, because people can just kill you
Mhm.
from all the sides. And yeah, this is the place where I don't really like to fight.
Nice. Okay, from now on, I'm staying at outpost all the time.
Yeah.
Um, when you play with a team, and as far as I know, you play with mostly the same people most of the time, what team characteristics or qualities you like and what is annoying? Like, for example, some people don't communicate well, some people kind of stay too far from each other. In your perspective, for your team, what is important kind of in there as a team unit?
If the person doesn't talk, but he can actually mark people on the map, that's okay. This is how I used to play before. I wasn't really talking to anybody, but I was always marking the guns, I was marking the people, I was trying to show them that, like, I see like somebody or I'm fighting at the moment. Yeah, so I don't see a problem with that if the person doesn't talk, but he does show that he has some action around him. So yeah, this is okay. Um, but yeah, if the person stays away from the team, doesn't talk, doesn't do anything, just die, like fight with somebody, die and come to you, and asking for a revive, like I don't think that's a great idea to play like that. So at the moment I'm playing only with like one person, and when we are playing only duos, and usually we just try to go far from each other so we can have some squads on by ourselves, because this game is not to win, is this game to like how many kills we're going to get. Like a little fight between us. And so yeah, but when you have like a really good players that plays against you, so it's not a really great idea to play like that. So yeah, I prefer to stay together, push together, and have some calls on them. Yeah.
Nice. When you put markers on the map, did you use different markers or is it mostly the same, like blue marker everywhere for everything?
So for the enemies, I'm using the red marker. But when I'm dropping somewhere or I'm showing that I'm going this way, I'm using the green marker. I don't know. I just I just
Mhm.
like this color. So yeah, I don't use this blue or like yellow cross or even purple. I don't think that anybody using the purple marker.
Interesting. After you said that, I realized that I use only two markers myself. It's red for enemies and green for going somewhere. Or sometimes it's blue when
Yeah,
you don't have time to switch. Then it can
yeah,
you can
yeah,
paint blue.
right.
When you communicate about enemies with your teammate, kind of what information do you usually give? Like where they move, how much health they have, like what inside your team, like what communication is the most important?
So at first I'm just trying to tell my teammates how many people I see. I'm trying to tell them the position of the people, or even when I hit somebody and I count the damage in my head, how many health or shield they still have, or when they don't have any shield, I'm saying that telling that to my teammates so they will know that. And it's actually really good when one of your teammates is sniping, so they can get, for example, even 78 damage on them, and I can hit them on 120, and they dead already. So,
When you play in tournaments, what's the difference in your experience comparing to just public games?
so I didn't play much tournaments, and I think I only played like 3 or 4. That's it. So, my first tournament was an Asian tournament, and in that game, I realized that everybody is just waiting until the end because all the action, like everything, it starts at the end. Like in this little small square, everybody's trying to pin drop you, to sneak up on you from somewhere. Usually, teams are just hiding somewhere. I remember the situation in Saloon, or that was train station, when the whole squad were just hiding in a small building while we just walked by them and they didn't push us. Or there was another situation when the whole squad were just hiding in the tree and they
Wow.
also didn't didn't start to push on us. They even saw us, but yeah, they didn't do anything. But yeah, the most common thing in tournaments that everybody is not everybody like there's one or two teams that go into pin drop you, so you have to be careful with that.
You're practicing, like do you go to training room or private rooms to train or to the shooting range, or do you usually practice in the game itself? Are there like any specific
Um,
like methods or regimes you use for practicing?
so I used to go and play against boards. I was choosing a gun, for example, DT, and I tried to use only DT in that game. Also in the shooting range, I was just practicing the DT reload a lot
Hmm.
because this is one of the greatest gun in the game, like the close range guns, really good damage. So yeah, to be really good with that. So I was practicing these guns, and also sometimes when I got really bored, I was just going into the games like against bots, and I was using like PX4 only, or even in the game, like in the normal game, I tried to challenge myself and use some guns, only like this gun, like only PX4 or only M10. Yeah.
And last question is, how often do you usually play? Like, do you play every day? For how long? Do you take breaks between sessions?
In the summertime, I used to play a lot as it was my vacation and I had lots of time to play. So yeah, at that time I was playing around 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours, so of course with some small breaks. But at the moment, I don't really have time to play, or I'm playing different games. So right now for um last like 2 months, I think. I'm just playing around an hour, or even don't even play like for 3 days and join for a few games. So yeah, at the moment, I don't know. I started to play Zenith, good game also. So yeah. I don't spend that much time at the moment in Pop One.
Nice. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for doing this.
Yeah, sure. Welcome.